Dear students, dear watchers, dear subscribers, dear parents, and the persons are related to my this channel from Mentor English, myself, motivational speaker, leadership business coach, master trainer, language trainer, vlogger, novelist, Professor MA Raza. Today the topic is that langue and parole. Langue and parole. Langue and parole. It's quite like a bit lingua franca, but it is also a French word. But let me clear it that langue and parole. Langue mean French, meaning language. Langue mean language, and parole in French meaning speaking. So it is completely language speaking or spoken language. We can both say langue and parole. Langue and parole. So are linguistics terms distinguished by Ferdinand de Saussure. The saucer is not the correct pronunciation, but not too correct pronunciation, but it is being said in our society. So the real pronunciation is Sawyer. Saucer, not saucer, but in if any one of my previous lecture, if I have told you, if I have teach you, or you are being taught by me, so that was my previous knowledge, but the latest knowledge is that Sawyer, Ferdinand D. Sawyer, in his course in general linguistics, langue encompasses the abstract systematic rule and convention of signifying system. Langue is the abstract language system shared by the speakers of language. The term langue was introduced by the Swiss linguist Ferdinand D. Sawyer is in the early 20th century. In Sawyer's treatment, this term contrasts specifically with parole, actual utterance. A distinction along these lines has often been considered essential in linguistics since Sawyer's day, and Noam Chomsky's Noam Chomsky's more recent distinction between competence and performance is broadly analogous, but note that Sawyer's langue is the property of a whole community of speakers, while Chomsky competence is the property of a single speaker. Parole is the real utterance produced by parole is the real utterance produced by Parole is the real utterance produced by real people in a real situation. Real people in real situation. The term parole was introduced. By the Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure in the early 20th century. In Sawyer's treatment, this term contrasts specifically with the langue, the abstract system of language. Sawyer's parole represent essentially the same thing as Chomsky's performance. Zhao, his langue is significantly different from Chomsky competence. La langue is the whole system of language that proceeds and makes a speech possible. A sign in a basic unit of langue. In learning a language, we masters the system of grammar, spelling, syntax, and pronunciation and punctuation. These are all elements of language. These are all element of langue. Langue is a system in that it has a large number of let me repeat this sentence again, dear students. Let me repeat this sentence again. Chomsky competence, la language is the whole system of language that proceeds and makes speech possible. A sign is a basic unit of lingua or langue. In learning a language, we masters the system of grammar, spelling, syntax, and punctuation. These are all elements of langue. Langue is a system in that it has a large number of elements whereby meanings is created in the arrangements whereby meaning is created in the arrangements of its elements. Parole is the concrete use of the language. Parole is the concrete use of the language. We can also say that concerning use of the language in the other word, or you can also say that parole is the basic use of language, or you can also say that parole is the core use, or parole is the basic and core use of language. The actual utterance, it is an external manifestation of language. It is an external manifestation of language. It is an external manifestation of language. It is the usage of the system. It is the usage of the system, but not the system. It is the usage of the system, but not the system. As a structuralist, Sawyer was interested more in language. Sawyer was interested more in language than parole. It was the system by which meaning could be created. It was the system by which meaning could be created that was of interest rather than individual. That was the interest rather than individual in use of in its intents of its use. Individual intents of its use. So these are the important points, my dear students. Noam Chomsky's performances are based on the main language that is being produced, that is being created, that is being told by Ferdinand D. Sawyer. So this is the actual lecture about that langue and parole. Langue mean language in French, and parole mean speaking in French. So it is collectively, or as a collective noun, as a collaborative noun, as a connective noun, we can say that it's a spoken language. So dear students, langue encompasses the abstract systematic rules and conventions of a signifying system, which is based on Ferdinand de Sawyer's course, or Ferdinand de Sawyer's precautions, or the discoveries, or the research which is being told us by Ferdinand de Sawyer. So that is a language encompasses the abstract systematic rules and conventions of a signifying system. Language is the abstract language system shared by the speakers of a language. So today we got, my dear students and my dear watchers and my dear very old fans of my channel, and especially the teachers helping English Pakistan. The teachers, they are helping very great and effective learning for English Pakistan. My also next book is coming with the same topic, with the same particular preamble that what are the problems for English Pakistan. So I'm very grateful to you for this offering that you asked me the lecture on particular langue and parole. So we discuss it in details, and I was trying to give you just 2 or 3 minute briefing on it, but when I got that you have much difficulties, you are feeling and you are having too much difficulties on it, so then I decided to give you in detail, or I'll started the minute details of the lecture of the topic langue and parole. So dear students, if you any one of your family, any one of your surroundings is searching for Urdu lectures, then must subscribe Murshid Urdu Professor MA Raza. If you are searching for logic lectures, if you are searching for philosophical lectures, if you are searching for the classical Islamic sciences lectures, then must subscribe Jamia Darul Uloom Sheikh Islam, our channel for classical Islamic sciences, and especially for logic, philosophy, and Mathnavi, or the thoughts of Rumi. So and this is the channel for particular English services. So let me go now and say with me, do something more for humanity, do something more for knowledge and practices. Have a good day.